Morning, market snipers. This is Jesse. Welcome back. 9 a.m. on the dot Pacific Standard Time. We're going to rock and roll. As usual, we're going to jump through a lot of charts here. We're going to dive right in 15 to 30 minutes. Make sure to comment any assets you want me to chart on the second half of the stream. And we'll cover those all for about 15, 30 minutes after that. So Bitcoin is literally flat today. It was when I hit the live button on the stream, it was at 0.00%, right? So Bitcoin is flat, but crypto is up. You can see crypto is up. Near is pumping again. Yesterday it was up 24%. I think today it was up 20% at one point. We'll take a look at it. DOT is up 13%. Woo! Man, DOT is pumping. Chainlink, I think, has a pending buy signal. Solana is up 8%, making 2023 highs, I believe. And then Matic, Mana, you name it. We got Bitcoin miners that are also positive yet again. Caesar, good afternoon, Caesar. Welcome back. Good to see you back. And so you got Bitcoin miners. NASDAQ had a flash crash yesterday on the 1 hour chart. I posted it on the Twitter X app. That was a huge move down, right? 2% on the NASDAQ within like 2 hours is a big move. What a flash crash that was on the 1 hour chart. One thing to consider is and be aware of is that the VIX had a buy signal yesterday on the daily chart. So we're going to cover that. We got a lot to cover and we'll do it. David Fletcher, DOT is pumping. You know it. Where do you think is the next level where we can find resistance? Well, we've got longer term targets to the upside. So we'll get into it. We'll cover it. But we're covering DOT and these targets since the bottom, right? Since the bottom. So let's jump right in. Here's Bitcoin, right? Here's Bitcoin. I put this blue line up here. It's like deja vu, right? Deja vu here on Bitcoin daily chart. I had this blue line right here. So I had this blue line right here. It was consolidating underneath of it. There was bearish divergence, right? And we're talking about it's getting pretty wicky, The next candle close up signals the next move up, right? So here we are in this range. So it was below this horizontal line and then finally battled up, right? So a couple things to consider though. A couple things we're going to continue to watch is that there is bearish divergence, right? There still is bearish divergence and it can remain diverged. So we know that the higher time frames are still bullish. We know that the daily chart has bearish divergence, giving us signals of possible trend reversal, right? And you've got the highs up here at 44,200-ish. So that's a key level that we're watching now. And that is the highest candle close of 2023 until it's not, right? And so it's wicked up, retested it. We'll continue to build up more momentum to the side, just like it did back here, and then have a candle close above, and then it comes up to possibly hit the fourth target. Remember, MicroStrategy has hit 4 out of 4 targets to the upside. Bitcoin has not. Bitcoin has hit 3 of the 4 longer term targets to the upside. So continue to watch it. The bearish divergence makes us have like this longer term target to the downside. So we had scenario A and scenario B. Scenario 1, scenario 2. Price would still come back all the way up, hit this target, and then come back down before the halving, and then come out like that. So it's still possible. It's still possible that plays out. I drew it out back here. I think I drew it out more like in the Discord. I think I drew it out like this, comes down like that, right? And then comes back up. So that would be the next possible buy the dip opportunity before the halving. But it doesn't mean it couldn't hit this target first and then put in a lower high, right? And then come back down. So we'll see. That's a lot of speculation, but that's what we do is we speculate. And so we'll continue to watch it. There is that bearish divergence, right? We do have bearish divergence, and there could be additional bearish divergence all the way up here. So we'll see. The daily chart is still bullish. The weekly chart is still ultra bullish, right? Still ultra bullish, consolidating sideways. letting the trending dots catch up, letting the moving averages catch up. So that's Bitcoin right now. Daily chart, weekly chart, still bullish and ultra bullish with signs that it was overbought, so it's consolidating sideways, and with signs that there's still bearish divergence and there could be future bearish divergence. Aldo, hello, good morning, welcome back. Curtis, can we take a look at 1 inch in rally altcoins? Yeah, we'll take a look at maybe one of them. Which one do you want to look at? 1 inch and rally. We'll see how much time we have, see how many requests we have. But let me know which one, and then also what exchange you're looking at. And are you looking? Is it a buy the dip? Are you already in it? You know, Bitcoin's pretty much flat today, but down 0.4% now since we were on the live stream. Gold, if we're just kind of going down the list here, right? Kind of flat today, 0.5%. Gold here. Let's see. I was on the lower time frames today, playing around, taking a look at the lower time frames. But here's the daily chart. Had a buy signal, still bullish, right? Still bullish. Did break down from this trend line here. Not much to report on it. Basically been going sideways since December 14th, right? So a full week, spot gold has been kind of going sideways after that buy signal. Trending dots is curling up, right? Trending dots curling up. Weekly chart still bullish. Trending dots are moving up. Bullish on the weekly, bullish on the daily, right? Ethereum came down, hit target 1. Bearish divergence, right? Could be finding support here at target 1. Came down, hit it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So there was a buy signal. And if it regains the trending dots, then it shows that this is probably it for the shorter term correction, and it finds support. And if you look at the other crypto assets, it's done that, right? It retraced 1 to 3 targets, and then it's starting to break out to the upside. So that's Ethereum. This is a longer term target that's been hit. There's still longer term targets to the upside. Bitcoin's already hit this target. This is longer term target 2 of 4. Bitcoin's already hit up here. And like I said, MicroStrategy has even hit it all the way up even higher. So we do have longer term targets still above on and still bullish on the weekly chart, right? So if you zoom out here, it's still bullish on the weekly chart. These were shorter term retracements with these targets. So we had mapped it out. And so that's what we're kind of watching right now. Weekly chart is bullish. Daily chart is bullish. Lawrence, what up, Lawrence? Welcome back. Good to see you back. Sand. Is sand making its move, right? Is this a bull flag, right? Is this a bull flag or a bullish pennant, right? Kind of draw it out like this. Is that a bullish pennant? You know, I'm not a huge pattern person, but you know, I do use them for ideas and stuff, but it's not enough to trade off of, in my personal opinion. I think they work great for ideas, but I wouldn't trade just based off of the pattern alone. It's almost like it's just an idea, and it's something to you know, map out and think about that. Hey, this could be a possible bullish pennant, right? I think, you know, my thoughts on it. So, but it could be a possible bullish pennant, right? Possible bullish pennant on sand, and maybe it makes its next move higher. It's bullish on the daily chart. Never had a sell signal, right? Back above the trending dots, looking good on sand right now. Not financial advice. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. For educational purposes only. Just showing you what I'm seeing on the charts, whether they're right or wrong. And hopefully you get some entertainment out of it. Good morning, Uzair. Aziz, hopefully I said that correctly. Good morning. Why are Twitter influencers who got this entire run up since December 23 are calling for a blow off top and ETFs get approved? I don't know which influencer you're talking about, and I don't know why they're saying that, so I can't comment on that. But I'm just going to look at the charts, right? Is it bullish or is it bearish? But my personal thought is that it's possible that we continue up to target 4, right? And around that time, maybe the ETF gets approved, and then it's more of a sell the news type of event, right? It would be kind of a more sell the news type of event. because it's been pumping and everything while the news has been talking about the ETF. So once it gets approved, maybe there's one last little pump up, and then trap everyone, get everyone excited, then go through a correction. But it's happened in previous cycles. So whether the ETFs get approved or not, there's ETFs outside, or there's yeah, I believe there's ETFs outside of the US, and there are definitely Bitcoin related stocks in the US and outside of the US. So, and futures were created, 2017, right? And then it went into a bear market. So I think the timing is more about the cycles than it is about the news, right? So I'm not a big news guy. I'm not a big, you know, narrative person. I'm more about what I see in the charts. So I can't help you on, what all the influencers are saying. I just stay hyper focused on what we see in the charts, and usually they're wrong, right? So it's possible it continues to pump up, and then once it kind of gets exhausted and maybe the bearish diversion plays out to the downside, possibly before the halving, right? If there's a bigger correction before the halving, that's happened in previous cycles. And then there's the next buy the dip scenario, possibly right before the halving. And that's when I call the full bull run. So, we'll see. Ollie, what up, Ollie? Welcome back. Well said. I like your focus and explanation. Yep. Awesome. Cool. So the sand is the weekly chart. And oh, by the way, if I waited for the news, right? If I waited for influencers and the narratives, there's no way I would have taken profits on Bitcoin at 61,000 in 2021. There's no way I would have shorted Ethereum at 4,384 with 10x leverage. There are so many large crypto experts and trading experts, ones with 500,000 plus followers, 200,000 plus followers. They sell courses. They're extremely bullish on Ethereum. They were extremely bullish on Ethereum. And I shorted Ethereum from 4,384 down to 2,500, right? It went below 2,500, but I know that there's bigger players that front run my targets, not my personal targets, but right around my targets in general. So, I had it locked in to take profit before too, front run my own target, right? So there's no way, if I listen to news and narratives and influencers, there's no way I would have shorted Ethereum at 4,384. And then again at 3,408, right? 3,408, people were bullish again, right? So anyways, that's all noise. That's all narratives. And we don't get caught up in that. So sand, weekly chart, still bullish, right? Daily chart. Where are my targets? What happened? Oh, there they are. Oh, was that a trick? Oh my God, where are the targets? I can't find them. Oh, there they are. Wow. If you just take a second and think about this, not only smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and make sure you're commenting any assets you want me to cover. But if you just zoom out here on sand, holy moly, guacamole. You think that if created a Jesse Olsen, people would think that your account is fake one? You think if I created a Jesse Olsen? Oh, yeah, for sure. I didn't know what you're saying, but SEN. Yeah, if you did, there's a lot of fake accounts, JESSSSESSEON, whatever, underscores, all that stuff. There's a lot of fake accounts. So yeah, you could probably scam some people, and I wouldn't like that very much. So yeah, but you probably could. Rick's Moneymakers Helton, good morning. Yeah, so don't fall for the scams. Remember, even in 2021, there's many fake accounts out there scamming people $1,000 to coach them, right? I've never charged $1,000 to coach anybody. And the only recorded coaching that we have is $79 a month. And you get indicators, you get a Discord, you get bot alerts, you get a discussion group, all that for $79 a month. You're not locked in for a year. I don't have any yearly options. You can cancel anytime, right? Things change. People don't want to get locked in for a year. I don't want to get locked in for a year. Just give me your lowest price out of the gates that you think is that is worth it, right? Just that's good value, and just keep it at that. The whole Cyber Monday, the whole Black Friday, I don't know, just give you the lowest price all year, right? That's my belief. Good morning, Rally. Thank you. You got it, Curse. We could circle back to 1 inch too, Curse, if we don't have a ton of requests and we got a lot of time. I bought in October as a buy and hold. Okay, we'll come back to this. All right. Thank you for all the details, Curse. I appreciate that. It helps. So just zoom out for a second on sand. There was a buy signal at 45 cents. And then I pointed out it consolidated for weeks. And then right before that big pump up, right? It hasn't even hit longer term target 1 yet. Then I pointed out right here, it's still at 45 cents. Like I was pointing that out, it looked like it was going to start to make a move, right? And it consolidated for 3 weeks. And then it made that big move. Now it consolidated for another week. Is it going to make another move, right? It's possible. It's just, it could be lagging time-wise. I said the same thing about NEAR, right? I said the same thing about NEAR. And NEAR is ultra bullish on the weekly chart, and it is catching up fast, right? DOT. I've been saying that about DOT as well. Consolidated for 3 weeks, pushed up, consolidated, and now is making 2023 highs again, right? No, it just made a 2023 high, right? Woo! It hasn't even hit target 1 yet. It's not even ultra bullish again. 12.5%. Not saying that it's a guarantee. There's no guarantees in life, right? But what a time it is to be a market sniper right now. Look at that move. Look at that move. What if that is a bullish flag, bullish pennant? It's probably more of a pennant, right? Looks like more like a bullish pennant. Jewelry Fairs, QQQ down from here. I don't know. That's picking tops. We don't know yet. It was bullish and ultra bullish on higher time frames. We just saw the flash crash on the 1 hour chart. So we'll take a look at it. Higher time frames are still ultra bullish and bullish though, from what I saw. So we'll take a look at it. That was just a 1 hour chart. So way too early to call it yet. So DOT is making a move on the weekly chart, right? So DOT is bullish on the weekly chart. Look at that. It wasn't even like this strong of a move for like a couple of years, right? It's been a couple of years since DOT has had multiple weeks after a buy signal, right? This time is different than these two times, right? So anyways, it's bullish on the weekly chart. It's back up to $7.80. It is pumping. Chainlink, still bullish on the weekly chart. We talked about this. We covered it on the live stream. Will it find support at 200-week moving average? Did it look like it was finding support? You get a buy signal here, and it gets back above the trending dots. And then it seems like it's going to find support there and only hit target 1 and retest 200-week moving average. And then these would go away, right? These would go away for now. And then we can always circle back. But pending buy signal on Chainlink, the weekly chart is still bullish. So take that for what it is. Bearish divergence could have been cleared out. Solana pumping up, ultra bullish on the daily chart. Consolidated sideways, right? Consolidated sideways, pumping up. Weekly chart has been ultra bullish since October. So the weekly chart is ultra bullish. It's already hit target 1. It's pumping up towards target 2, right? Pumping up towards target 2. And it is on its way. Cardano, ultra bullish on the weekly chart, still has not hit target 1 yet. Got rejected the 200-week moving average. Been consolidating sideways after a big wick up, big wick down. Matic, still bullish on the daily chart. Did correct a little bit further than most of the most of the crypto assets, right? Had that bearish divergence, hit longer term target 1, retraced down to 3 targets to the downside. Did it find support? Did Matic find support at key target 3? Is it regaining the 200-week moving average? Is it going to flash a buy signal, most likely in the near future? These are all questions we should ask ourselves, right? It's It's up 1.5% today. Not financial advice. We don't know for sure. And will it regain the trending dots? Will it have a buy signal over on Matic, right? And then regain it. So we'll find out. Mana is still bullish on the daily chart. Mana had a nice little correction from 50 cents down all the way to 44 cents. It's about 20% probably. Eyeball test, 23%. It's back above the trending dots. It's looking bullish again. Weekly chart. I mean, there was never a sell signal, but the weekly chart is is also bullish on the weekly chart. Woo-wee. There we go. Bitfarm, still ultra bullish on the weekly chart. Has hit longer term target 1 so far. HUT, pending buy signal on the weekly chart still. It won't close until tomorrow, right? Pending buy signal on HUT. Hive, still bullish on the weekly chart. CLSK, still ultra bullish on the weekly chart and is above the 200-week moving average, right? Is above it. Marathon Digital, still ultra bullish on the weekly chart. Has only hit one longer-term target so far, right? Riot, still bullish on the weekly chart. You see the theme, right? Let's take a look at the NASDAQ futures. Still ultra bullish on the weekly chart first and foremost, right? So we'll take a look at it. Rodrigo, good morning. Can you check stock? I have a long-term. Awesome. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. We'll circle back. Rodrigo, we will. If you have time and you have a look at KMA, I'd appreciate that. It was a parachain coin when the slot auctions were all the talk. Okay. Let me know what exchange you're looking at. It helps. Let me know all the details. That way we can look at the same charts that you're looking at. So yeah, we'll circle back. NASDAQ futures weekly chart is still ultra bullish. If you go to the daily chart, this is all based off of lower time frames. We'll jump to the 1 hour chart. Let's clean this up. We can always put them back on. Don't worry. We can always put the arrows back on. Weekly chart is still ultra bullish. The daily chart is still ultra bullish, right? Here, let's just take all these off. I was playing around with the 1 hour chart earlier today, right? The trending dots, there are some shorter term targets down here with the trending dots are at 16,578. Doesn't mean we're going to correct there. It could just be consolidating sideways until the trending dots kind of catch up. So ultra bullish on the weekly chart, still bullish on the daily chart. So if we do drop down the 1 hour chart, what we're kind of watching on the 1 hour chart is this, right? Had that flash crash down on the 1 hour chart, came back to a key target area, which I posted in the Discord with the exact details on it, came back to the exact retracement area, a key target area. And now it could be possibly breaking down on the 1 hour chart, right? Could be breaking down on the 1 hour chart. And if so, we have targets down here, right? Down here, 16,600. So it doesn't mean it's going to, but it could. And it is, if we do, we just had a candle close below on the 1 hour chart is breaking down right now. So just keep that in mind. It is possible. It's still up 0.42% overall. And this is the 1 hour chart. So it wasn't total clickbait on the title, flash crash, because it was a flash crash on the 1 hour chart. And it is breaking down on the 1 hour chart after a key target area. So I kind of drew this out as like a potential, right? And this is what I kind of had. And it does kind of line up with this key target area down here. So we'll find out if it comes back down and hits this area or not, right? So it was just an idea of what it could happen. And I mapped it out back here at about 16,900-ish. So we'll find out if it does or not. We'll see. We'll take it once, level by level and stuff. But this is the 1 hour chart. It is breaking down on the 1 hour chart for sure. But this is why I started with the higher time frames. The higher time frames, the weekly chart is still ultra bullish. The daily chart is still bullish. And so it could just put in a higher low here and then come and flip right back around. So it doesn't mean it's going to retrace back down. Just means it could put in a higher low here, find support, and then continue upward because the higher time frames are still bullish. Now, if the higher time frames are bearish, then this is a classic short the bounce scenario, right? So I'm not shorting bounces right now because the higher time frames are still bullish. If the higher time frames were bearish, I'd be shorting this bounce even on the lower time frame. So that's the key difference. That's where a lot of people get confused. How are your options doing? I wouldn't mind some flex. Oh, I was flexing yesterday. I don't need to flex every day. Yesterday it was up 120% on my options. I don't need to flex every day. So but yeah, it was up 120% yesterday. So you can go back to yesterday's live stream. I think I was flexing yesterday's. Yeah, yesterday's live stream. I was flexing 120% up on hot yesterday. I don't like to personally look at the P&L, the unrealized P&L every single moment, every single day. I'm watching the charts, right? Because if you get the problem is, although if you stare at your P&L, you start getting emotional and then you start making rash decisions of either getting in or getting out or getting in and getting out. So you got to stick to the plan and not just stare at the P&L too much or the unrealized P&L too much, right? It's fine to take a glance at it and flex every once in a while. But the other problem with flexing too much, especially with options, is that other people think they're going to do the same thing without really taking a deeper dive and really knowing what they're doing with options. And then they just start buying calls on some of these charts that I'm looking at, and they start buying puts if I'm shorting or whatever, and then they lose money, right? So they don't know what they're doing, and they're just buying calls. So that it's another reason why I don't do that. Mois, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. All right, let's keep going. I want to look at some more charts here. So the VIX does have a buy signal on the daily chart and is ultra bullish on the 1 hour chart. Something to pay attention to, right? Something to pay attention to. You've got this big consolidation down after getting rejected the 200-week moving average. It's been bearish since that reverse candle on October 2023, right? So for 2 months, it's been going down. And then it looked like it was starting to find support above the trending dots. And we were calling this out, talking about it, even in the Discord, right? We were talking about it. And then it started to make its move up and had a buy signal. And now so keep that in mind. If the VIX is pumping and there is a retracement on the VIX, it could line up with the NASDAQ going through a correction and or the SP 500 and or some stocks. So just something to be aware of. There is a buy signal on the VIX and there is a possible retracement on the way. How high, we don't know. We're kind of watching it to see what happens, but I did put in a lower low back here. So a lower low back here. Could put in a lower high as well, right? So it could retrace wherever it's at, could come all the way back up here. Who knows, right? But even if it came back like halfway, say like $16, $17, you got a lot of action right around this area, kind of retraces back. That's healthy for the overall markets if they're going to continue to be bullish. That is healthy for retracements along the way. And so we'll keep an eye on it, but it is pumping right now. It is up 6%. It is retracing from this big move down here. Something to keep an eye on, right? Overall, though, if we kind of take a look at this daily view, 75% of all the SP 500% of all stocks above the 200-day moving average, still at 75%. So 25% of all stocks, many investors would say that are still in a bear market, but they're saying 75%. A lot of them say that 75% of them are now in a bull market. And, a lot of people talk about like, the golden cross and the bearish cross. Those are lagging indicators. You can see like by the time there was death cross, right? A death cross. They're so dramatic, right? They're so dramatic. Death cross, right? The move already happened. It's such a lagging indicator. And yes, it did go down from there. But if there is a golden cross, it could probably come back, retrace, and retest it. Or maybe there's some upside. But then you've got like a MACD bearish crossover. I mean, there's so many lagging indicators. One's telling you a golden cross. Well, the MACD is a bearish cross, so you just got to make it. I just like to look at it. 75% of all S&P 500% of stocks above the 200-day moving average so are bullish, right? Weekly chart had a MACD bullish crossover. So it could be a retracement to where some of the stocks come back down for a little bit, but just something I'm taking a look at. PayPal had this big move up. Let's see the weekly chart. Let's kind of move out here, zoom out. Remember, had that buy signal there, and it's still bullish on the weekly chart. Not much to report, only up 0.21% today. Teladoc still has a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. Unity Software broke this downward consolidation. Just quick little updates there. Path, let's see what else. Path on that one. Still ultra bullish on Path. TLT, we haven't looked at that one. Did have that breakout. Would expect a higher low at some point, right? Would expect a higher low. Maybe there's some sort of a retracement back down, kind of let the trending dots catch up. Maybe even drops back below this trend line and it kind of comes out like that. So would expect a higher low at some point. Otherwise, it's possible it comes down like this, comes back in, puts in a lower low, right? Comes back up, puts in a lower low, puts in additional bullish divergence. So it's too early to say. It is currently bullish on the weekly chart. It's well below the 200-week moving average. So a lot of investors will consider that still bearish on the 200-week. So 200-day, we're not sure where that is. We'd have to take a look at it. But seems like it would be more of a higher low, right? It would see that. To me, I think the probability is that it puts in a higher low at some point versus additional bullish divergence, but it is possible. So we'll continue to watch it, especially it broke out of this downward trend line. So it seems like a higher low is on the table, wherever that is. We don't know where that's going to be. Could come back for a retest of this trend line, this downward trend line, put in a higher low, and then continue upward and go after that 200-week moving average, right? So STLT, wanted to kind of take a look at that one. Lemonade, still bullish, but there is that gap down here, right? There is that gap down here. There is a sell signal on the daily chart. Be mindful of the gaps, right? Maybe it doesn't come back down and fill it right away. Who knows? But Lemonade is still, it's up 1%, but it did have a sell signal and broke back down from the trend lines over there. So let's see. Let's jump over to the Magnificent Seven. Let's just take a quick glance at it because NVIDIA had sold off a couple percent yesterday, I believe. So let's take a look at it. We're at 33 minutes, so I'm going to finish up here with the Magnificent Seven, and we'll continue with some of your requests over there. So NVIDIA, big move down yesterday, right? So from that wick all the way down about almost 4%, right? It was down 4% at one point, I believe, but it was very close to 4%. So we'll find out if that's going to be a lower high after bearish divergence, possible triple top, or is it just consolidating sideways before it makes all-time highs again, right? Will it make all-time highs again? If so, this would be a higher low after a 3-target retracement from there. So we'll find out. We'll see. It's kind of in between. Is it a higher low or a lower high? Too early to call it yet on NVIDIA. Meta making 2023 highs. Let's get back on the weekly chart over here. Still hasn't taken out all-time highs, but it is bullish on the weekly chart. At some point, we would expect massive 20% gap to get filled, right? Just as we expected massive 21% gap to get filled when prices at the bottoms. When, we don't know. We don't know when, but it is still bullish on the weekly chart, and everything is still bullish as of right now. Amazon, still ultra bullish as of right now on the weekly chart. Microsoft, still bullish on the weekly chart as of right now. Only hit one target to the downside based off of the daily chart, right? Maybe it comes back down. Maybe that's a lower high. It's possible, right? Could be a lower high. Could be a possible lower high. We'll see. It's too early to say. It's still bullish on the higher time frame. So Tesla, there was a reverse candle on the daily chart, but it's still bullish on the weekly chart as well. So weekly charts are still bullish. Uh, Apple weekly chart is still bullish, pretty far extended away from the trending dots. If you go to the daily chart, looks like it could be possibly breaking down, right? Drop down the lower time frame, see what the 12-hour chart looks like. Still there. 8-hour, you'd probably have to drop down to a really lower time frame. And on the 4-hour chart, you do have a pending sell signal, right? So pending sell signal on Apple at 193. There was bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence, and then possible lower high is breaking down on the 4-hour chart for Apple. So something to consider, something to think about when the VIX had a buy signal on the daily chart. NASDAQ was breaking down on the 1-hour chart, still currently kind of holding at that 0.4% gain as of right now. The dollar down 0.41%, right? Could be a possible double bottom. Too early to say. Still bearish on the daily chart, still bearish on the 4-hour chart, and still bearish on the weekly chart. So I kind of mapped this out. And, if price is breaking down from this target, then we're kind of expecting, longer term target down there. And then if it breaks this upward trend line, right? If it breaks this downward trend line, then upward movement for retracement from there. So, but just keep in mind that it wicked. Could it be finding support around here? Too early to say. Could just be kind of letting the trending dots catch up. And so that's what we're kind of watching on the dollar still. So that's pretty much it for the Magnificent Seven. See if I missed anything that I wanted to cover. We looked at the higher time frames for the Bitcoin miners. What else? Anything else we want to take a look at? 10-year yield was looking similar to the dollar, right? So we'll keep an eye on that. Here's some interesting ones for crypto, like DOT versus BTC, right? Let's jump on the weekly chart. So DOT versus BTC. Pending buy signal on the weekly chart, right? There was a buy signal, then it consolidated, and now it's pumping again. Sand versus BTC doesn't even have a buy signal on the weekly chart yet. So Sand versus Bitcoin dominance, right? Solana versus Bitcoin dominance, ultra bullish. Chainlink was ultra bullish, kind of went through a correction, could possibly find support and flip back around. Ethereum versus Bitcoin just been getting hammered, right? Been getting hammered. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So staying neutral and keeping the biases to yourself on what is the best crypto asset, and just looking at it from like a pure chart analysis, I mean, makes a world of difference, right? Versus Bitcoin, it's been bearish since that top there of December 2021, right? Which is crazy, right? So will it find support and will it reverse back around and then be more bullish than Bitcoin, right? So we'll see. AVAX, ultra bullish versus Bitcoin, right? Near starting to get ultra bullish versus Bitcoin. And Near is pumping. It's 22% against Bitcoin. It's 22% against the dollar. It is pumping. Doge doesn't even have a buy signal yet. Cardano had a buy signal on the weekly chart, is not even ultra bullish yet. XRP still not bullish against Bitcoin, right? XRP still not bullish. So these are all ones that I've been keeping on the radar for a while. And so what if Sand flips bullish against Bitcoin? Could see a massive move on Sand. Not financial advice, obviously. So I'll probably add some more on there. Mana, maybe a couple other ones that we keep a close eye on over there as well. So let's circle back. We're going to call it that on the charts. We went through a bunch of the charts there. And so ultra bullish on Near against Bitcoin and against the dollar, right? So that's what we're kind of watching right there. Let's go back through your requests. Let's take a look at it. Rally. All right, let's take a look at Rally. Let's take a look at it. Crypto. Rally. I don't think I've Rally not found in crypto. Oh, there you go, buddy. That's it. That's it. There's my analysis. Wow. Rally holding. Uh, nope. Futures crypto. So yeah, nothing's coming up. There are also one symbol in other markets. Show me. Nope. Yeah. So I don't know if that's correct or not, but since you asked, we'll just take a look at 1 inch, right? 1 inch. 1 inch tether. Let's just choose that one. And then yeah, I can't find rally. But so 1 inch tether weekly chart had a buy signal. Whoo. Consolidated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, right? So after the buy signal, it's been consolidating for 7 weeks, right? That buy signal in the weekly chart was about 33 and a half cents, right? And it's currently only at 38 cents. All-time highs were at, let's see. Yeah, wow. Was at $7 and call it 85 cents, right? So from the all-time highs all the way down, it was about 97% off, right? So from the all-time highs, those wicks to the current price now, still 95% off, right? Buy signal on the weekly chart. And there was bullish divergence, right? Bullish divergence. And so it seems like it could, it's bullish on the weekly chart. Let's take a look at the daily chart as well. And so it had this big move up, consolidated, pushed up higher, came back down, right? These are probably big moves, right? Since crypto. But even from here to here, there's 23%. So very similar to the other crypto assets, right? 23%, probably another 20, 21%, 20.6%, right? So it had a buy signal on the daily chart. The weekly chart is bullish, is back above the trending dots. Could be starting to make its move. Not financial advice, Curtis. Hopefully that helps. Can't find rally for you, so I apologize over there. Not sure why TradingView is not pulling it up, but if there's no chart history, there's nothing we can do about it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Rally. Yeah, sorry about that. QQQ. Yep, we took a look at NASDAQ futures, right? We did take a look at futures, and QQQs is up 0.58%, whereas the NASDAQ was up 0.4%. So that's what we're kind of at right now on the NASDAQ. Yeah, 0.57%. So yeah, just as we are talking about, doesn't mean it's going to break down because it's the 1 hour chart, right? It's the 1 hour chart, and the higher time frames are still bullish. So just kind of keep that in perspective. Rodrigo, JMIA long term position, is that stock or crypto? Oh, stock. You already told me. Okay, let's take a look at stock. JMIA. Maya Technologies, right? Let's take a look at it. Up 3% today. Let's get off these lower time frames. So you got the daily chart here, right? You had this big move down and it came back to like key retracement areas, right? So key retracement areas. It's still bullish on the daily chart. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Huge bear market, right? So I have a long-term position. Okay. So you had all-time highs up here at $70, right? So $70 at once upon a time. February 2021, right? So February 2021, all the way down the bottom, 97% off. And it may have found bottom and it went over for 1,000 days, right? Or just call it going on almost 3 years, right? Almost 3 years in this bear market. It's well below the 200-week moving average. Probably hasn't retested it since it became, maybe since for 2 years or more. Hasn't even retested it, right? So it's possible, based off the weekly chart, it's found bottom. But I mean, let's see. Let's take a look. You do have bullish divergence. You have long-term bullish divergence, right? Going all the way back to January 2022. It's possible it's found bottom. There is a buy signal on the weekly chart. Let's see. Let's draw out some trend lines here. Looks like it had a buy signal, kind of broke out, has been consolidating. And so you get a weekly close like it's going to right now, say above $3.73. That seems like a bullish move, right? It's bullish on the weekly chart, and it broke this downward trend line, and there is bullish divergence going back for almost 2 years of bullish divergence, right? So it is bullish right now. So that's pretty much all you can say right now. I don't know how many times I can say it, right? It is bullish on the weekly chart, and the daily chart had a buy signal back here at $2.60, another one at $2.60, right? So it is still bullish on the daily chart, still bullish on the weekly chart. So that's what you're kind of watching from there. Let's take a look at an even higher time frame, right? Higher time frame, there's no buy signal on the monthly chart yet, but it is back above the trailing dots. Let's take a look at the 2-week chart for you. I'm just curious. There is a green trending dot, but no buy signal yet, right? No buy signal on the 2-week chart, but it is trending that way. It is looking like it's trending that way, and there is long-term bullish divergence. So could it come back up and retest the 200-week moving average at some point? Yeah, it could. May take some time to play out though, right? These are higher time frames. Hasn't retested in a very long time. It's possible that it does. Hope that helps, Rodrigo. KMA. Let's keep going. Didn't plan on flipping the hat backwards. So KMA, let's take a look at it. Parachain coin. Okay. Let's see if we can find it. KMA. All right. Oh, not MKA. KMA. All right. So let's see. What's a good exchange? To USDT. Okay. So you got USDT here. Let's just do MEXC. Let's take a look at that one. So let's get off of the 2-week chart. Weekly chart, kind of look at it from here. Had that pump and dump from back up here. At least on this exchange, right? It was up at almost 9 cents, and it's just been in a bear market since it came on this exchange, right? And now it's kind of flipping back around, right? So it did have a buy signal on the weekly chart. It did get pretty far extended away at 0.002. And here it is all the way back down to 0.001, kind of letting the trending dots catch up, right? There is long-term bullish divergence going all the way back to May 2022. So could be putting in this higher low and then see if it kind of flips back around. So if you drop down the lower time frame, daily chart has a pending sell signal, right? And so probably just kind of wait for it to let's see, parachain coins, slot auctions, all we talk. Okay. If you have time to take a look at it, don't forget KMA to USD. I think he meant rally. Oh, gotcha. Okay, brother Brendan. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. But we can cover it on the next one. We can cover it tomorrow or whatever. Good morning. Yep. Okay, got it. All right, I'm caught up. So yeah, it does have a pending sell signal on the daily chart. Keeping in mind that the weekly chart is still currently bullish, right? So it could be one of those buy the dip scenarios, right? Could flip back around possibly. Too early to say based off the daily chart. It did just have a 44% correction, right? So it pumped all the way up to 0.002 on KMA, and it just corrected 44%. Remember, in crypto, expect 20, 30, 40 plus percent pullbacks, right, along the way. So that's what you're kind of looking at right now. If you're looking at a possible buy the dip scenario, then you're probably looking for like a higher probability of, a buy signal and for it to kind of flip back around like this, right? So you probably put the the arrow like that, right? So whether it's down here, here, if it finds key support, right? Or anywhere where it finds support. So from like here, anywhere like that. So that's what I'd be kind of looking at on calamari. Ooh, that's one of my favorite appetizers. I always get calamari, right? The wife makes fun of me all the time. She's like, God, can we get something besides calamari? I don't know. I just like calamari. I just like it. I like calamari. So I'm always testing it out. Kind of a sushi snob. I like my sushi, I like it. And I want it to be really fresh and good, right? I really like calamari too. So and guacamole. I really like guacamole. So anyways, let's keep going. So that's KMA, aka calamari. What else? What else? Did I hit anything else? No, I think that's it. So rally. Let's just take a quick look at rally then. Thanks for pointing that out, Brendan. There you go. No, because I'm pulling up crypto. Oh, Bitstamp. There we go. Okay. We'll just use Bitstamp. We'll find out. Yeah, this is pretty spotty on this exchange. This is the daily chart. Breaking down. Still bearish overall. Not much to really report on this exchange. Maybe there's a better exchange, but it could be finding bottom, but it's too early to say. There's not really any reversals, right? Weekly chart still bearish. Daily chart even has a pending sell signal. So I had a buy. It's really choppy on this exchange. So there's not much value I can add. RLY is the ticker symbol. Rally is double L. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. All right. With that, thank you for all of your support. Please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Thanks for following me on Twitter X app, the free newsletter, YouTube, everything. All my Discord members, awesome. I appreciate that, and we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, going into the holidays, we're probably going to do a little bit shorter stream, probably a 30-minute stream. So we're going to rock and roll. Just keep an eye on the markets. Monday, the stock market is closed due to U.S. holiday being Christmas Day. So we won't be having a live stream on Monday. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep the consecutive streak alive on Tuesday with travel and stuff. So might not come back to Wednesday. We'll kind of think about it. I'm going to plan for probably not on Tuesday. Maybe if I do, it might be in the afternoon to keep the streak alive. But 9 a.m. probably not looking good. And but tomorrow we will be here 9 a.m. probably shorter, 30 minutes. So awesome, you there tuning in tomorrow. Awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. And with that, have a good rest of your day. Thank you.